I am your host. Welcome to the program. Welcome to the show. This is Mark Vlogs Watches, and we are Rebel streaming. Rebel stream. I don't get mad. I get even, and you can help. Okay, so first off, as you can see, I'm experimenting with StreamYard and some of its major capabilities. It looks like Jupiter is eating my shoulder over there. I don't know what's up with that. But listen, this is a picture of Jupiter, my dearly departed cat, who I had until he was 20 years old. Miss him greatly. He was a frequent guest on the Mark Vlogs Watches show, and he never did me dirty. He was a good cat. I mean, he was kind of a pain in the ass, let's be honest, because cats are very demanding. First, probably only Negroni of the day, but it's a fatty. It's a big one. Okay, so I'm going to be chit-chatting now with the guys in the Peanut Gallery who are watching live. Thank you so much for being here. If you are watching this posted up to YouTube later, just flick ahead 5 minutes and you'll get into actual watch talk. Those of you who are coming into the room, thank you for being with me. Remember, I cannot Rebel stream alone. You are the people who make the Rebel stream work. So you can vote for me by being here and by hitting that little thumbs up button. Thank you ever so much for being with me. And remember, let's talk watches. And that means I need to talk to somebody, and I've elected you good people. Put your questions and comments in so we can chit chat. What are you wearing? What are you rotating? What's going on? What's happening? And what do you think? Okay, let's see who is first. And of course, first fist goes to, well, it looks very weird. Okay, but look, I'm doing my best. I still like kind of seeing Jupiter there anyway. But he looks kind of mad, which was often Jupiter's aspect. So it kind of fits. First fist for Val and Grey Moon, respectos, mi amigo. Perth Luxury says, yay, I assume that is an upvote, that you will be hitting the thumbs up, Perth, for the Rebel stream. Thank you for being with me. Like I said, it takes a bunch of us to Rebel stream. You know, if I'm in this room chit-chatting all by myself, the forces of evil, boredom, and obesity win. And I would like you to help me by being right here with me. Kevin Hawthorne, good evening from Lakeland, Florida. Thanks, Kevin. Justin, evening from the UK. What is it, about midnight there? Maybe 1 a.m. even? Thanks for tuning in for the Rebel stream, fueled by the humble cocktail known as the Negroni. Perth Luxury says, Webble stream, Webble. I have invited Clyde. I should text him. I'm not sure he saw my earlier message. So I would like to, give me 2 seconds. Hey Siri, text Clyde. Let's go, Rebel stream in progress.
Your message to the rancher says, let's go, Rebel stream in progress.
There we go.
Send it?
Yes. Now,
Done.
You might have detected that my Siri speaks Australian. I feel like that is fine revenge for me to, assemble a force of Australians, behind me. So now what I need to do is I need to give Clyde the invite. So bear with me. I'm going to give you guys the invite too, in case any of you out there want to join me live and in person. Bear with. If you come on, be nice. That's all I ask is, be nice. Okay, there's the link. If anybody wants to join me on here. Okie dokie. William Rizzo, hello from the Villages in Florida. Interesting community that you have there. It's basically multiple towns, lots of populated, like 30,000 people in Central Florida. Everything connected by golf cart trails. It's like a big golf cart community, which sounds fascinating to me, except for I understand, William, that the rate of STDs in the trail, and it's a senior community, so it's 55 and older, and yet the STD ratio there in the trails or in the villages is off the hook. Tell me, is it so? Geezer is wearing his FP Jaune. I recognize that FP Jaune is a genius, a brilliant independent watchmaker But at the same time, I can't pronounce the. I don't like wearing watches that I can't pronounce and that are not robust, such as FP Jaune. They hurt the face. You gotta speak French. Patek Philippe, Aldemar Piguet. Yeah, I'm not in favor. However, I am in favor of Rolex. And you know why? Because Rolex, anybody can say it. Hans Wilsdorf invented the word. I mean, he literally studied all these languages and said, from any tribe in the Amazon, all the way through Londoners to Norway, the Norwegians, the Iceland. What is a word that every mouth can pronounce? Rolex. And it's robust and it's waterproof. And this is the SD43 Sea Dweller. Mark 1 43 millimeter movement. So, Bella, what do you think of the Rolex Master Blue Dial and its future? It's good. It's nice. I love it. I had the first iteration of it. It's now in its second iteration, which means it has the new movement and the 70-hour power reserve. Like a schmuck, I sold it. Guys, Blue Shirt Buddha, what did he tell us? Never sell Rolex. Unfortunately, he didn't get through to me until I was able to understand the wisdom of his ways. Having suffered, I sold some of my very best Rolexes, and that was one of them. I sold that one. God, it's gorgeous. I wish I had it back. And I made money on it. I bought it gray market. I sold it gray market. As I always say, if I buy from the AD, I keep it. If I buy it from the gray market, it might go back into the gray market. But that was stupid to part with that one. I think I bought it for 10. I sold it for 12. Maybe I bought it for 11, sold it for 12. But I don't know why the Yachtmaster, that's the one with the blue dial, that one, polished center links, red seconds hand, platinum bezel, solid platinum bezel. So it's kind of weighty, but the case is more like the Daytona case than the Submariner case, meaning that it's rounded edges, curved. It does not have Zarasu polishing, but it kind of looks like it does. But it's kind of the redheaded stepchild of the Rolex Diver line, and I couldn't tell you why. But oh my God, I love that watch, and maybe if the price comes down enough. We're in the middle, guys, of a correction. The Rolex market is softening somewhat. The prices are rolling back a couple, where they were. I don't know, like they went stupid in the last 8 months. Stupid. Chased a lot of the carpetbaggers out, which is a good thing. I'm glad they're gone. But of all the Rolexes I've sold, that's probably the one I would like to have back the most. Yeah. Anyway, what do I think of it? I think it's freaking brilliant, and I also think it's the redheaded stepchild, which that appeals to me, honestly. William is wearing the Aquaterra Green 41. I mean, those are brilliant watches, and they've mocked all of the Stella dials right off of the Rolex, so they're popular. What are you guys wearing? Guess who we have here? Clyde, thank you for coming. I know I didn't rub the mug, but I appreciate you being with me.
Anything for you, man. Anything.
Now, why am I seeing a great big T as your symbol instead of like your usual avatar of a watch?
Oh, because it's just one darn thing after another. It's like, okay, how about this one? Here's one we haven't seen in a while.
What's that? Oh, thank you. Nice, very nice. What is it, Clydesy? Oh, a Rolex. Is that an old Rolex?
It's from the 50s, 1950s.
Is it an Oyster Perpetual, an OP, an old OP?
It's an old OP.
Bubbleback.
Semi-bubbleback.
Semi. It's like a semi-chubby in the back.
Exactly. Like I said, we're not getting any younger. And also,
I am, Clyde. Botox, fillers, beard dye. I'm definitely getting younger.
But also 18, like I said, with a gold Explorer dial. So
is that a turnograph dial? Like the old? No, is that a turn?
It is a turn bezel, though.
The interesting thing is, and people don't quite realize this as they sort of diss the Oyster Perpetual part of the Rolex line. The OP now the OP41, which is like the newest, biggest iteration. It's the original Rolex. What Clyde is showing there by the 1950s was already a solid 10 years old. Right, Clyde? Like the OP, Oyster Perpetual clamshell construction.
Yes, and before that, it was just an Oyster.
What they did was they made prior to the introduction of that watch by Rolex, watches were incredibly delicate. Dust could get into the case, water, shock. They were not shockproof. You knocked it. Well, forget about dropping it. You just knocked it into something. And you had to go to the watchmaker. So it was a really revolutionary concept.
Super chat.
Oh, thank you, Clydesy. Perth luxury. You know, it is all the more delicious when a super chat comes from Australia. Perth luxury, Australian $2. Down with the evil empire. Support the Rebel Alliance. You know, I'm completely going with that from now on. The evil empire and the Rebel Alliance. Yeah, we're completely going with the may the force be with you kind of a concept. Thank you.
Well, actually, now you see, actually, would he be Pontiff? Would he in fact be Palpatine, or would he be Darth Maul because all the things growing off his head?
How can you be that obtuse, Clyde? Jabba the Hutt. Hello, Mr. Potato Head. Okay, well, what happened is, unfortunately, I lost my place. So give me a minute. I'm going to find out where we were. But thank you for keeping an eye on the super chats.
For us.
Thank you so much for the super chat. It's a vote for the Rebel stream. What are your top 3 Daytonas in the current catalog?
Actually, I'd like to rename us. I'd like to rename us the Rebel Alliance.
We're Rebel streaming. The Rabble instead of the Rebel.
Rebel streaming. Okay. Rebel streaming.
Right. You might have to remind me of that, Clyde, but I like it. I like all these variations on the.
Yes.
Help me fight Jabba the Hutt.
Exactly.
Or Jabba the. Okay. I don't want to obsess on this. Let's stay on the. Let's stick to the program here. Welcome to the program.
Let's get off the board path.
Yeah. Okay. So, well, I'll tell you what I think. Top 3 Daytonas. Listen, if we're going to look at the desirability versus obtainability thing, the first one that I got to put up there is the one that was sold to me by James and Sons. Thank you to Brian, Jim, Jimmy, and John over there, James and Sons in Orland Park, Illinois, because these guys sold me a Daytona Panda. So that's really the most difficult to get, combined with the most possible to get. It's not that it's easy; it's very hard, but it's easier than my second choice, than the second one. What do you think I'm going to play second, Clydesy? Which one?
No idea.
Really? No. Come on. Think like a Goldberg for a minute.
I can at most think 1/8, and that's just by value of.
It's out of this world, Clyde. It's out of this world.
Oh, Meteorite.
There we go. The white gold Meteorite dial.
Okay, there we go.
Yeah, that would definitely be my second pick, and my third one is made from a metal. Listen, if you were to add up all the gold that was mined every day, it would be train car loads of gold. But if you were to take all the platinum that was mined in a single year, it would come out the size of one crushed cubed car, which is what happened to your little yellow. What was it?
MR2.
Yeah, the MR2 wound up crushed in cubes. So the size of that's how much platinum is mined in a year. The Platona would be my number 3.
Yeah, and also one of my favorite watch right now is the Platinum Irvin Jurgensen.
Well, Just in Time comes up with it. Oh, I love that. Just in Time. Get it? Time?
Yes.
Time. Just in Time. Just in Time. It says, hi, Mark. I'm not sure if there's something you want to delve into. Oh, let's delve. But I've always wondered what your other half thinks of your watch obsession. And here's the thing. Well, first of all, we got to say that my significant other's nickname, which is where we'll leave it, is Satan's Kitten. And Clyde, who gave him that nickname?
The same person that gave you the nickname the Log Drainer.
You bastard. Which would be Clyde Anderson. You want Clyde on your side.
I'm like the George W. Bush of YouTube.
Yeah, right.
I can't do anything else, but I'm good with nicknames.
Brownie.
Yep.
Mission accomplished. Well done, Brownie.
Super chat.
Right. Oh, well, let's jump right to that then we'll come back. Vinton. Oh, speaking of Vintinier, Jim,
Yep.
come on, man. Here's the
Jim,
here's the link. Come on, Jim, click in. Vintinier, which is our friend Jin, says crushed in the shape of a tractor tire tread. Of course, referring to the Platona, which our mutual friend Hisham Habib ran over with a tractor.
dun, 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 dun,
Green Acres is the place for me. So Hisham, who is a builder, and when I say builder, he builds like hospitals, apartment complexes, shopping malls. So why he was running his own, like Earth Destroyer 10,000 tractor, I could not tell you, but he was wearing a Platona. How did it come off his wrist, Clyde? Do we know that part of the story?
No, we don't. We don't. I think either carelessness or maybe a pin, snapped.
Really, really hard to understand. But nonetheless, somehow or another, his Platona came off his wrist and he ran it over with a like an earth mover, like what do you call it, Clyde? A backhoe. He ran it over with a backhoe, and when he found it was ready to just like go right back to the earth. So
exactly.
His grandfather bought him another one. Now you got to remember, what are these, like $80,000?
Oh, yeah.
90,000 watches, and in India with the VAT, with the VAT, it's probably more like $100,000. So his grandfather, who loved him dearly, bought him another one. And then, unfortunately, the old man passed away, and so Hisham finds that obviously that's his last memory of his beloved grandfather. So it lives in the safe. But I think that's mostly because Hisham doesn't trust himself to not run it over. Okay, where were we? Let me.
Super.
We're headed back. Another one.
Yes.
Goodness gracious! Thank you, Clyde.
Guys, please don't send super chats because you know how upset.
It's such an interruption.
It's such an interruption, and let's face it, that really makes someone very, very angry.
Well, I gotta say,
we want to play nice.
No, we don't. Let's just be honest, guys. Here's the reality of the situation. I went back, on Archie to be nice, and then he was rude to me, so I had to bail. And then he was extra rude to me, so then I got banned. And that's fine. I'm glad he made money banning me. But at the end of the day, these super chats are your vote for the Rebelstream, and you have no idea how much we appreciate them, because every dollar you give to the Rabble Alliance just kills Jabba the Hutt, kills them. So I really appreciate it. Ticking time, $5. Got the sub date and the OP41 silver dial from the AD. No purchase history. Want a GMT? Do I ask the Explorer 2 or GMT Master 2? Do I have a shot?
Well, you have a shot. You have a shot.
What do you think, Clancy?
I'm gonna go outlier. I like the Explorer 2.
But he says he want. Yeah. Well, do I ask for an Explorer 2 or the GMT?
Technically, the Explorer 2 is the GMT. Come on.
Well, it has the GMT function. Okay, look. So Clyde says go for the GMT or the Explorer 2. Here's the deal. First of all, unbelievable. That's fantastic. There are guys who are going to be commenting right now. I can't get anything out of the AD. Well, and there you are. You got two. These are top level watches. Okay, and let me tell you why. The sub date, which is the Submariner with the date function,
right?
It's the most iconic classic Rolex made, and it's in incredible demand. So it's worth double what you paid for it. So they like you. And then the OP41. Here's why that's an incredible watch, because I hesitate to use this word cheap, but it's like the most economical entry-level Rolex that you can get on the one hand. On the other hand, it's worth also double what you paid for it. So you got into a Rolex there for $6,000 that you could fairly easily resell for 10 or 12. Those are both great watches. Oh dear, what happened? The Rancher, he's back.
I thought I was going to add another avatar that said, well, you have to sign in. Okay, fine, I'll sign in. Then it kicked me out to sign in.
Yeah, nah, leave that one. I like that one. It's a Rolex. So look, here's what I'm going to tell you something. Ask for the one that you most want. Now, I got to say, I have had the Explorer 2, bought at Gray Market, stupidly did not listen. Clyde, the worst mistakes I have ever made in my watch collecting career occurred because I did not listen to Blue Shirt Buddha. Maybe he should have spoken up sooner and stronger, you know?
Now he was kind of
Now he's gone, you know, so his words carry more import, you know, than they ever did before. It's like his words are like a piece of the one true cross.
Yeah.
They're like a fingernail off of a relic off of St. Paul, you know. Don't sell Rolex.
Any other saint.
Right? I mean, you know what? Just as a complete aside, let me tell you something.
Let's go with St. Peter. You like Peter, right?
Thank you. You made me feel better because I was getting a little teared up thinking about Blue Shirt. Who do we have here? Oh, we're going to add somebody to the stream. Marcel!
No, how are you?
I'm
glad to see shalom.
Now, shalom, Shabbat shalom. Now, Marcelo, I want to just tell everybody that we now have an Italian Jew in Japan on the channel, which is a very strange set of circumstances. Also, I want to warn you in advance, Marcelo, that you have just become, and I'm going to use an Italian phrase. I think you'll understand me. Persona non grata. On the Jabba the Hutt show for appearing on this channel. But thanks for being here.
And you know how much I really give a shit.
I do. The only thing I ask Marcelo is do not show your penis on this stream unless you warn me in advance so I can record it. That's the only thing that I ask. Now, Marcelo, what are you wearing? I'm wearing the SD43. What are you wearing?
I'm wearing the Tudor Black Bay 58, the blue one.
Yeah. The blue. Now, Clyde, you owned that watch for like what, 15, 20 minutes?
Yeah, it is a nice watch. It is a nice watch.
How long did you own it before you flicked it, Clyde?
I got tired of it after like maybe a month.
Marcelo, you know, that watch brings to mind a question, and feel free to show it more. I like it very much. But let me ask you a question, Marcelo. Because you have a couple of really good Rolexes, you have a Meteorite. You have a Meteorite dial, or is it the Pepsi that you have? Which is it?
I have the Meteorite, the Pepsi.
Right.
It's actually I don't have it here to show you because I actually left it in the bank. I always I have the Smurf here, so always I flip between the two. Cross fingers. This next month is going to be my birthday. I hope the boutique that actually I got all my Rolex, I hope is going to give me the Platona that I'm looking for. And,
well,
you know, the funny thing is, people
why do you have crushed fingers? Were you trying to pick up Hisham's Daytona when it was being run over by the tractor?
No, it's sorry. Sorry.
Well, here's what I want to say about you, Marcelo. People might make fun of you, but you're sitting on about $200,000 worth of watches.
Yep.
So, and by the way, half of that, maybe more, probably actually now that I think about it more, and half of that is just in that. And where's my finger? There it is. Half of that is in that Meteorite GMT. So here's the question that I have for you. Based on the fact that you have some extreme gourmet, some of the most difficult to acquire Rolexes. And by the way, that Smurf, it kills me. I love that watch. I don't have it. I want it. I love it. Its prices come down to reality, sort of. So I'm thinking about it. But here's what I want to know from you. When you wear a Tudor, do you feel cheap and used, like you're compromising, or is it just a work watch for you? Or how do you rate the way that you feel when you wear a Tudor versus one of those incredible Rolexes?
Well, I mean, the Tudor is just one more. I just bought it because it's everybody referred this as the baby Smurf. This is the Smurf, you know. So it came up to be a kind of young brother to connect. I read this lately. Now we're wearing that. I actually read this 4 watches now just to kind of wind them during the day. This actually is more like a work watch. I actually work with this watch more.
Now that's
Um,
weird. Talk to me about that because I'm thinking about.
Let me jump in
Go
real
ahead.
quick. Guys, I'd
Yeah.
also like to point out, just for the sake of peace and harmony, that super chatting now, where Marcelo is talking on the Rebel stream, will make someone even angry. So please do not.
It'll really upset Jabba the Hutt. That's for sure.
And guys, you know how your mother gets, okay?
Okay, so you're wearing a white gold watch as a work watch. Now you own a restaurant in Japan, and which means you're banging around there with pots and pans and stoves and doors.
Yes, exactly.
So are you beating that thing up, or how do you feel? Talk to me about that Smurf. Real quick. Let me just give you a couple of thoughts, and then I want your opinion. I have the yellow gold blue dial version of that watch, and I wear it, but not frequently, and I wear it reluctantly because when I wear it out and about, I feel like the yellow gold screams rob me, and so I'm really careful where I wear it, and it's also kind of soft because it's gold. Tell me about that watch, and does it make you feel like more secure?
Well, first of all, it feels very, very secure because by the way, I hope the camera is good enough to show you how much scratches the whole thing have. But the thing is that nobody really nobody gave a damn about this watch.
You know the fucked up thing, Marcelo. Here's the screwy. Clyde, correct me if I'm wrong. Here's the screwiest thing about that watch, which is something that I actually like now that I have the gold one, and the gold one scares me. That thing looks like an Invicta, Marcelo. Don't you agree?
Yep. It almost looks like
you know what? Maybe for whoever follow watches and follow Invicta might think is a Invicta. Whoever don't care about watches at all, don't even care about this. I mean, for everybody, it's just here is the thing. For normal people that are not in watch community, they think this
he's frozen.
Stainless steel. Okay, it's a Rolex. Yeah. You see, they see this as a stainless steel watch, maybe a Rolex. How much is a Rolex today? Maybe $2,000-$3,000. This is the way they believe, and this is what they see.
Well, Marcelo, let me just sort of finish the conversation about the Smurf with the following question. When do you wish that you had the gold, the yellow gold, because that is gold? Do you wish that you had the yellow gold, or are you happy with your selection there?
Wow, I am super jealous of you that you have the yellow gold, because I saw the yellow gold. I could buy it. It actually was there in 2017. Actually about $1,000 less.
It used to be cheaper.
Yeah, so I'm so jealous of you and even my uncle that you guys can pull it up, put this watch in your hand, because I cannot pull it up. For me, this is expensive steel.
Yeah,
I don't believe I have a good watch.
You know, here's the thing. Here's what that shows you guys. Here's what that shows you guys. And this is very, very, very watch collector-esque.
Yeah.
And that is whatever you have, you want what the other guy has. The grass is always greener on the other side. You're always going to obsess not on the watch that you have, but on the watch that you don't have. Because I've got the gold, and that makes Marcelo jealous. And he's got the white gold, and that makes me jealous. Isn't that? Listen, Marcelo, the day you want to trade them, you let me know.
No, but the thing is, I'm jealous of how you can pull it off. How you actually can wear it and put it in your hand.
Well, that's the problem. Okay, hold on. That's kind of the problem. And what I mean by that is I don't. When I wear the gold, I wear it like, this is ridiculous, but I wear it like around the house. Or if I'm going to somebody's house party or to dinner, with friends locally. And by locally, I mean in the burbs, where I live. But where I don't wear it, well, in the summer where I'm going to be wearing short sleeves, I don't wear it into the city. I don't travel with it. So I feel like I have to be kind of careful with the damn thing.
Yeah, no, with me, it's like, it become, something that I told Austin, I think Clive, you're here, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Thank God for the drop down. Look, something that I actually told the Austin about this. It was that because he said I don't know why you didn't buy yellow gold if you buy gold, and if you bought white gold, why you didn't stay on steel? And
Sorry, I
yeah,
accident.
so
Clyde
you know,
knows
but
me.
something that I told the Austin, I asked him,
What?
you like Daniel Austin? He's like, you like steel vintage Rolex, right? He said yes. I said okay. You don't like them to be polished. You like when they have scratch and patina. I said yes. Okay, how long take you to patina? Let's say a steel Rolex. Let's say 10 years.
Yeah. A
So I
Rolex,
said I do
a
it.
Rolex will age much. A gold Rolex is going to age much quicker because those
Yeah.
polished center links, they tend to develop hairline scratches just by sliding under a cuff. Believe it or not.
Exactly.
Right? Yeah,
So I
craziness.
told him I do it in 5 years. What you do in 10 years?
Yeah, well, I believe it, but nonetheless, it's gold. It's precious metal. It'll clean up nice. All right, guys, give me a minute. I'm gonna like kind of scroll back up and figure out where we were a few minutes ago.
Oh.
Valen Greymoon is wearing a Seiko. I don't know what that model is. Tell us. Proud Brave One says, have a good Negroni. I got a little excited talking to Clyde and Marcelo, so I forgot to finish my Negroni, but here we go.
I'm actually in love with the Seiko lately. It's the Marine Master.
Well, you know, the funny thing is that okay, here's the deal. I always mentally go through the following sort of rotation. What is my night watch? Because I sleep in a watch.
Mm.
What is the watch I want to sleep in? What is the watch I want to work in? What is the watch I want to hang out in? So today I actually worked in the SD43, but I slept in the Seiko Tuna because the loom. Honestly, Rolex Chromolite loom is very good and very long lasting, but Seiko is another step above. It's nuclear.
Yeah, the loom is insane. I actually can show you between these two watches. I'm going to actually lie them out. It's going to
the Rebelstream.
Like
we weren't kidding. We are in fact the Rebelstream, and we are fighting the what alliance are we fighting, Clyde? Remind me.
No, we are the Rebel Alliance.
We are the Rebel Alliance. We're fighting
Here we go.
We're fighting the farce. Yeah, look at this. Look at this. The Rolex Chromolite on the left glowing blue, and the Lumibrite Seiko on the right glowing green. Sorry, guys, I'm a little Negronied up right now. Look at that. And here's the thing. Both of them are going to last all night long, but the Lumibrite is going to be brighter. Now, you tell me why a $1,000 Seiko is going to kick the shit out of the Rolex at $50,000, on loom. Why is that, guys? Why is that?
Yeah, and they actually have a loom even in the bezel. And this is actually what is nice about this watch.
I love my and not only that, my Belluna is quartz, so it's I didn't adjust that watch for like 3 months, and finally this morning I adjusted it because it was 5 seconds fast after 3 months. Craziness. Beautiful. Dr. TikTok quoting Blue Shirt Buddha, your friend and mine, now passed into the great beyond, but his voice will resonate forever as long as we keep him alive. Never saw Rolex, and he was not wrong. Late to the party, but you were catching up on a previous Rebel stream. Well, Jay Lunit, you get a pass. Perth Luxury was happy to see you there, Clydesy. Rancher.
I saw that. That was nice.
You're going to open the lights.
Now, Clyde, were you cheating on me with Alvin Gates?
Actually, where is my
No,
glass?
I've known AJ forever.
All right, as long as you weren't cleaning. Clyde, the
my
legend.
mother, the voice of reason.
Absolutely. Jay Lunit, Jabba, yes. Well, look, guys, there's a place for Jabba. Believe me, don't get me wrong. I'm just a little mad at him right now. He's a little mad at me, but what can we do? I just think we should all talk watches more than drama. Simone Salvatore. Now you're going to have to translate this for me, Marcelo. Ciao, Marco. What about the steel ceramic Daytona in black. What should a reasonable price to buy today? That watch
Okay, let me get
retails
that.
for 14. Clyde, what's your opinion?
Yes.
Now, Marcelo, how much would it be so we could watch your wife assault you on camera?
Yeah, how much do we need to super chat to have you beaten up by a tiny Japanese woman?
Yep.
I think she would do it for free.
All right.
Yeah, but we don't do that on this channel.
Oh, the hell with you. I'll be right back. Let me get some lotion.
Okay, well, look, price for the steel Daytona in black, probably 32 to 35. That's what I think. You guys can correct me if I'm wrong. Look, when you look on Chrono 24, the easiest thing to do is like look at the lowest couple few prices and then deduct like 7, 8, 10% from that. Because on Chrono, guys, you can make an offer, and you should. If you see another dark blue OP41 like the one I own at the display of your yacht, would I buy it again? No, I would not. And let me tell you why. Because I'm not collecting to hoard, and I'm not collecting to flip. The only reason to buy multiples is if you're collecting the hoard, which is a strategy, and I'm not, against it, but it's not me. And I'm also definitely not collecting the flip. So no. Vintinier says Meteorite, and I know what he's talking about. He's talking about which is the most desirable Daytona Meteorite. I think if we were going to get
Meteorite is amazing.
If we were going to get something better than, Marcelo, I've muted you until you're available again. And then you can unmute.
Yeah, this is the. Actually, it's funny. I put it.
That's strong. He's showing
this, yeah. No, actually, I'm showing my wife. I actually put it in this box because it's like kind of.
What is it? What is it? What is it?
This is my wife.
Oh, that's beautiful. I love it. 36?
36, yeah.
36, yeah. See, you could wear that.
Yep.
I could, but now look how small she did it in her hand. It's like
yeah,
tiny.
Well,
Japanese hand is like insane. And
she's teeny weeny, but look at that
dial. The only way
dial.
we could gauge that is like if we get pictures of her arm and her fist reportedly several times, so we could gauge the difference. Also,
actually, I need to fix the watch. Now I lost my glasses. I don't see nothing, so I cannot even see the date now. So I don't know what date it is. I wanted to fix for the watch.
Well, let's help Ryan Thomas out there, guys. And I'm going to solicit opinions from both you and Clyde Marcello. Ryan Thomas says, "Hey, Mark, love your channel. Wondering or if your viewers could help me out with this. I got my first automatic watch, got the Seiko 5, but I want to move up to a diver." Well, they do make a diver, the Seiko 5. They make the what do we call it? The 5KX, which is the and I just got one.
You can get this one.
But I'm not
this
a
is
diver.
This is like the Sumo. It's about $1,000. So it's a 200-meter diver. It's great.
That's a very nice watch. And or if you want to go cheaper, the Citizen ProMaster diver is like super nice for like $200.
Well, I'll put it this way: I think you should go in a different direction. I think maybe you should consider the Holy Diver by Ronnie James Dio.
Okay, Clyde, you're gonna have to explain. You lost me. Clyde, help me out.
Yeah.
All right.
You guys here just setting the watch now for her.
So look, what are divers? If you want to spend $5,000, 4,800. The Seamaster, the Omega Seamaster is a phenomenal watch. If you want to spend half that, then get the Omega, an older version of vintage Omega now called the Omega 2254.50. Remember that 2254.50. About half that. Phenomenal dive watch. You can get the 5KX. Just Google these 5KX, which is the Seiko 5 Sports Diver, or a Tudor Black Bay 58 or the Black Bay 41. But those are like around 4,500 or so. There's so many choices in that range. So many choices. Buy what you like. I agree. I'm looking for looking for comments and questions. Edward says, oops, where'd Edward go? I've got a BLNR Bet Girl as my first Rolex. Good one. From the local AD in 2020 with a 4-month wait.
Whoa.
Okay, so
This is Clyde.
Clyde, I got to mute you on that. I don't want to get a copyright strike. I don't know what that music is. So please behave yourself.
It's the Holy Diver.
Yeah, I know, but I don't know.
Right.
It's gonna cause a
No,
problem.
I know how long to play for. Yeah,
I gotcha. Yeah, you're good for like 5 seconds or less. So BLNR Bet Girl.
That's not the only thing.
That's the other. Clyde's good for. Clyde knows how to time 5 seconds, right?
Oh yeah.
Anyway, Batgirl with a 4-month wait. Yeah, no, that's phenomenal because the GMT is the second hardest to get Rolex that there is. Second hardest. First hardest would, of course, be the Daytona.
Yeah, Clive, don't you think maybe now that the people say the prices are correcting, maybe it's actually a good time to buy a Rolex in a gray market if you cannot get it from a AD?
I'd say,
I
wait and get it from the AD.
Well, Clyde, you live in a market where the AD knows you and likes you, so there's like a lot of stuff that you can buy from the AD. On the one hand, on the other hand, there are people who just can't seem to pull that off. And so what I would say is it's a reasonable time to buy for the gray. It's a reasonable time to buy from the gray market because prices have retrenched some. So I think it's an okay time. Amit Ashok says, dropped by a Tudor AD looking for a Black Bay Pro. I'll maybe told it's a wait list. No surprise. Asked them to put me on the list. The next day, I get the call. State of the market. The state of the market. Look,
Amit, and like I said, let me also put it this way. We actually have a Cardinal chat, actually. We call it the I'm not going to say what we call it, but we all we all talk with each other in a WhatsApp group. And actually, our friend Sham was actually considering getting one of those. And this is the guy, of course, who has the Daytona. So
Daytona, and like 2 of them. He ran one over. That's how much he loved it.
No, he ran over a 2-tone. He didn't run over a Daytona. Come on.
Oh, he didn't run over a Daytona?
No, he ran over a 2-tone.
I like my story better. I like my version better.
I like your version better too. Anyway, but however, he was even looking at, and Hisham is, I'd say, he's probably a little bit of a neophyte compared to the rest of us, but it's not like he hasn't earned a lot of stripes.
Oh my God, he's got like $500,000 in watches.
Yeah. Yep. The Daytona will break the car, says Chronic Museum.
You had a point in there, Clyde. Right?
Mark, why aren't you lighting
here?
Okay, well, let's get back to Amit Ashok. Here's the deal.
Show Mark that you pull on watches. Go ahead.
Oh, look there. Yeah, there's a pair. Is that an African gray?
Yeah, go ahead. Pull on the watches. Come on, show us.
At the end of, I'm just gonna quiet him down for a quick moment. At the end of the day, Amit, you got the golden ticket. It is. Tudor is trying to make themselves ever more difficult to acquire. Yeah. Rolex is stepping up to Patek level exclusivity, and then Tudor is going to fill in where Rolex left off. And so expect wait lists for Tudors from now on. You did very well. So every once in a while, somebody just gets lucky. Okay.
Yeah, Mark, by the way, the Tudor, they became very not so nice here in Japan.
They became what?
Not so nice.
Not so nice.
Yeah, because for example, now even when you go to they have like this kind of Tudor boutique. We call this is only Tudor, and they don't sell you. The all 58s they don't have, and when I actually bought this in a gray market, and when I came last time to ask them if I can buy a leather strap, they actually say you can. It will cost for me 50,000 yen. I think in dollar.
Yeah, exactly. Look, guys, here's what's happening. Something that Marcelo is referring to. Tudor is becoming the same sort of dick that Rolex has been for a really long time. That's what we should expect. Living Life says a Kermit and 2 GMTs in 13 months from the AD. What am I doing right? Well, you are living right, but here's the weird thing. You did not get a Kermit from an AD because that was discontinued years ago. So I don't know what you got, but maybe you got a sermon.
Come on.
The Starbucks, I guess is what he means, right? What are you doing right? I don't know, man. You're living right. I wish I had. Listen,
you don't want to be anti-Semitic.
I have not had that kind of luck with my AD, but every time I go, it's hard to get a watch from the AD, even if they like you. Somebody like Living Life comes along and just rubs it in your face. So I think that's fantastic for you. But damn, Edward Peng, thanks. Probably will ask for one Oyster Jubilee bracelet. So these guys are a little bit of crosstalk, which is good.
Hey, will you pardon me for a second while I Clive?
I will pardon you whenever you want, Clyde. You are my guy. You are my guy. Groundhog Day says the Smurf is a good one and done. I don't know about that because it's gold, and which means, I'm surprised you wear it as your work watch because you're dealing with pots and pans and cabinets.
Yeah.
Marcelo,
I watched the watch a lot.
Is that a Hulk, Marcelo, or a Starbucks?
This is a Starbucks.
So answer me this: of all the watches that you have, which is the one that you would, retain if you were doing a one and done? Which is the one?
It would be the Smurf. It would
really?
be.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, and this is because it's the first really Rolex that I bought.
I see.
So
and sentimental value.
It's sentimental, and also it's a little bit, it's a little bit smaller, it's a little bit more comfortable in a way. You get used to the weight because the watch is not dancing in your hand. You keep it a little bit tight,
when I think about my collection, my one and done, I get torn between the gold version of that because it has that bright gold starburst dial, or the Hulk because of the green. So. Guys, we're going to ask you right now to please, couple quick things, housekeeping things. Hit the like on this Rebel stream. Number one, hit the like. Number two, subscribe and hit the notification bell so you will know when the Rebel stream is about to occur. It will be more frequent than ever, but we will notify you if you'll hit the bell.
And you should do Rebel stream more often.
Yeah, well, here we are. We're doing it. We are doing it. And then finally, I want to give you my Instagram where I post watches, dogs, and food. And that would be Chicago_dog_trainer. Adib Sarakbi has the 41 millimeter Datejust as a first Rolex. I want the Pepsi GMT now. I think the logical progression would be a sub date. How long do you wait after getting your first to ask your AD for another? You don't wait. You ask almost immediately.
Now, ticking time says they sent you another super chat.
Oh, well, let's go ahead and find that. There we go. Thank you for finding that, Clydesy. Ticking time, $5. Thanks for the response. Your videos really started my journey on watch collecting. Great content and keep it going. Cheers, Mark. Well, really, Ticking Time, if I started your watch journey, then I think you should think of me as the drug dealer on the playground who got you hooked when you were in 6th grade. You probably don't owe me a debt of gratitude. You probably owe me drug money. And my name will come up when you finally get therapy. But you're more than welcome.
Goldberg, I think the reason actually I bought this Smurf is actually because of you, actually.
I don't even have one. I hate you a little.
Yeah.
For getting that.
No, it's actually because of you. In 2017, I was thinking a lot about it because that was the first Rolex I ever going to buy.
Man, because a hot one. That's the Rolex that looks like an Invicta, and for my money, you can wear that anywhere, and you're wearing $40,000 on your wrist, and nobody knows. They think you got a $90, like Walmart diver, Costco diver on your wrist. So.
But it does make you feel what attended to be as original. Remember, it was the James Bond watch, right? So It does make you feel like a James Bond in a way, like
Well,
nobody know how much you weigh.
yeah, that particular watch, we would call it stealth wealth because it's super expensive, but it doesn't necessarily look it, right?
Yeah, but you know what is funny? It's something that I mentioned a couple of weeks ago. Tell me who you know in the watch community that actually, as a watch collector, they actually own a Smurf.
Very
Because
few.
yeah, we know who actually have a Meteorite or who have a Platona, but this one almost the only watch dealers I know.
I feel like the more common move is the watch that I bought, which is the gold, because it's gold. The yellow gold screams gold. It says gold. I think you kind of, to be very frank with you, on some level, I think you need big balls to be wearing the white gold one, because it says, I don't care if you know what it's worth. I know.
No. I think you have to have a bigger balls to wear a yellow gold watch.
Everybody wants what the other guy has. Guys, this is the problem with watch collecting. Everybody wants what the other guy has. What we really ought to do, Clyde, is on the WhatsApp group form like a watch interchange where we could just like swap watches back and forth. The problem is you would only have like 40-year-old water damaged watches to trade, because you love the vintage stuff. Craig shit, Mark Goldberg may be Wrangler of the Year in 2022. Keep that SD43, Mark. As Blue Shirt Buddha said, never sell Rolex. Also, keep your record of never reselling an AD purchased watch perfect. Never have, and I don't think I will until
we still have a quarter left for 2022.
Well, that's true.
I think Mark is going to have, before me for sure, you're going to have the left hand GMT. I think you must get that watch. That was going to go wide.
Yeah, I agree. I'm on the list for that. And the reason that I want it is not specifically that I think I would use that watch as a daily wear, but because I think it's such an oddball. It's such a weird watch. That I just can't imagine Rolex maintaining that watch in production for more than 2-3 years. I think it's going to disappear. And so I think it's a very odd watch. And I don't think Rolex does many things that are just flat out strange. So it attracts me just from the overall weirdness of it. Guys, hit the like button for me. Do it now. Yeah. Appreciate that. Scott says, how baller would it be if Rolex made a gold Oyster Flex Explorer 1? Kind of would be. Give them a minute, but you know what? They'll probably do it in white gold. So nobody knows exactly what it is.
Yeah, actually weird. Talking about that, the Oyster Flex goes only on the gold versions. They are only in the gold watches. I mean, Sky Dweller Gold, the
Daytona.
The Daytona, I think Yachtmaster 1 also in the gold.
You know, the Big Wrist has a point. There was a fellow, I forget his name, but a while back said that he got an SK, that he got a Seiko 5, and he was looking for a diver. The Big Wrist says Doxa has a great selection. The 200T is my shortlist diver. I have that watch on a Beads of Rice bracelet in the turquoise dial, and I think it's one of the nicest dive watches in the sub $1,000 range. It's around $900. And it has a loomed dial and a loomed bezel. So I actually like mine quite a bit.
Yeah, by the way, what do you guys think about, I mean, there's a conversation I had with Jonathan. What do you guys think about the Doxa?
I mean, I have two of them. I have the 300T Submariner. Is that what they call it? I've got the 300. And I have the 200, and I like them both. I have that classic orange dial in the 300 and that turquoise blue. Yeah. The problem with all these watches, though, is when you have like a bunch of Rolexes, is you find it just sort of like you have to obligate yourself to wear them once in a while. But I like my Doxas very much, and Blue Shirt Buddha always liked his Doxa. Clyde, I think you were the guy to answer Simone Salvatore on this one. What do you think about the Octo Finissimo in steel?
Well, Simone, it could be. I mean, it is a classic watch. It is. It certainly has.
You're right. You're right there, Clyde. You need a Heine. Do you need a Heine lick maneuver?
No, thank you.
Okay. What's up? So
Well,
continue,
the trouble
please.
is that it has the potential, but you have to. It depends what other people will do. And for me, predicting other people, especially other watch enthusiasts, literally, it's like herding cats. So if it doesn't become a classic, it's not because it's not the fault of the watch, it's the fault of the collector community.
And the choice is always our fault. I mean, we actually put the direction in ways that we never know what.
Groundhog Day asks a question that gets asked every single time we live stream or Rebel stream. Do I like the new Air King? Martin Smith says Air King is the best entry-level Rolex. I'm going to throw this to the panel in a minute, but I'm going to tell you my point of view. It's a cool watch that I don't especially like. And the reason for that is that I don't like the numerical layout of the dial because to me it looks like a speedometer
It's
rather
busier,
than a watch.
it's busier than a daycare at snack time.
Wait, say it again.
It's busier than a daycare at snack time.
Yeah, it's busy. It's a little too busy. What do you think of it, Marcelo?
Well, I mean, the thing is that in Rolex you have 6 categories when you want to go think about Rolex. When you're thinking about sport, you're thinking about the Sub, GMT, and Daytona. When you're thinking about classic, you're thinking about the Day Just, and OP. And this is the way I think you should probably stick. I mean,
speaking of which,
else,
Martin Smith says you won't get a Rolex and an AD even when the economy is crumbling. Yet we've heard from like 5 guys on this live stream who got the golden ticket in their chocolate bar and got 1, 2, 3 Rolexes at the AD in a matter of 1 year or less. So it just depends on the AD, depends on the day. You know, it's completely the luck of the draw. It's hard to imagine. Send another super chat. I think we got to it earlier. Thank you so much for that. Right? Yeah.
Guys, please do not send any more super chats because that makes mother. You know how angry that makes your mother.
Well, it doesn't make me angry, but it makes Jabba the Hutt angry. And frankly, that's the entire reason why you should probably do it. Tudor waiting list is unbelievable, but I'd never put my name on another wait list. I just buy whatever's available. I hate wait lists. Never know if I'm going to have the money when the watch is available in 3 months. Well, that's if the watch is available even in 3 months. So I completely feel your pain. I mean, it is bizarre and crazy that Tudor now has a wait list. But I like to tell the following story. Clyde's Tudor AD likes him very much, and he purchased the Clyde, you purchased the Tudor Panda from your AD, and then eventually you just decided it wasn't quite for you. I suspect
I'm still in the middle of consolidation. I think I've actually sold off at least a couple more watches just now. So
yeah, I believe it. But at the end of the day, you offered it to me. I decided that I think I would like that watch. But before purchasing it used from you, I contacted my AD who carries Tudor, and I said, hey, Tudor Panda chronograph, what do you think? Can you get me one? And they were like, sure. We just have no idea how long that's going to take because we have 5 guys on the wait list ahead of you that we got to service, and we haven't seen one in 5 or 6 months.
Would you get to watch them servicing the guys ahead of you?
I mean, at the end of the day, Clyde, what's going on here is Tudor has become Rolex, and Rolex is becoming Patek.
Super chat.
This is crazy stuff here. Perth Luxury with $2 says some Omega ADs are playing games with the 2022 watches, and I believe it.
It's true. Yeah.
They don't have you haven't earned the right to. Screw those guys.
Well, but see, here's what's happening. If you can't get a Rolex, and if you can't get a Tudor, what do you want next? Omega, absolutely, that's what you want next.
Yeah, but Omega also play with you with the 321 and the Snoopy and
the special edition. Too many special editions. I got to tell you guys, I own divers from like a lot of different companies, and of course Rolex would be my favorite because it's the best for value retention, snob appeal, brand appeal, shishi, zhuzh feeling, bougie feeling. But second in line to that would be my Omega Seamaster. I own two of them, black and white. I used to own the chrome, but I sold it. But the feel on those watches is incredible. The only complaint, literally, I've got two complaints about the Rolex or about the Omega Seaman Clyde, and they're minor, but only two. The first one is the bracelet doesn't taper. Everybody knows that. And the second one is the skeleton hands. It's not that I object to skeleton hands just because it's the loom. There's these little tiny strips of loom on the skeleton hands that fade out very quickly. Now, Marcelo and Clyde and I are all of a certain age where I'm pretty sure that based on our prostates, we are waking up at least once, if not twice, to pee in the middle of the night. And it's pretty nice if you wear a watch to look at it and be able to read the damn thing. And I have a problem with Omega. These stupid skeleton hands. It's hard to read when I'm peeing. Perth Luxury, still waiting for the call on my Seamaster Hulk. It's new, and I have not seen one in the flesh, but the Seamaster has come out in a dark green. It's darker, from what I can see in the YouTubes that I've watched. It's darker than the Hulk, so it's not gonna. The light is not just gonna like explode it the way it does a Rolex Hulk. I wish they would have kind of tried to emulate that a little bit better.
It's nice, but here is the thing, Mark, regarding that watch, because I have the Seamaster 300, the one that actually you had this for I think a couple of weeks, the gray one.
Yeah, it's cool, but it's a little hard on the eyes after a while, isn't it?
So here's the thing. I bought that one in 2018, and I pay nearly around five grand for that watch.
Yeah.
And then I went to see the green one. The green one was $650. I went, whoa, the same watch, just the price pump up.
Wow.
Then I ordered the watch. They sent me a mail last month, tell me, Mr. Marcelo Rabu, blah blah blah. We want to inform you that your watch still didn't arrive, but we're increasing the price of all our Omega watches in 10%.
Bastards. Well, listen, they smell opportunity. They smell opportunity. I mean, Omega is basically, latched onto the hind teat of Rolex, and that's very clear since the Aquaterras all came out in the Stella dial colors of the Rolex OP line. And then when they came out with the Seamaster Hulk, it's just very obvious that what they're doing is they're just latching onto Rolex and trying to rise the tide. You ride the tide along with Rolex. But Rancher, you always say a rising tide lifts all boats.
Yep.
Yeah, but
ladies
they
and
have
gentlemen,
a smart way. They have a smart way, an intelligent way to do it, because like I said, I bought the watch for $5,000. If I sell it today used, I'm probably going to get 4,000, maybe a little bit over 4,000, because this watch is selling now for over 7. So
it is nice on the one hand to see Omega starting to have a little bit better value retention, but the discounting is sort of ending.
It's like the OSU Cowboys. You root for them every year, and you know in your heart of hearts they're going to choke. They're going to choke, and they're going to screw it up.
Well, that was a sportsing reference that I can't claim to fully understand. But Clyde, I do know how to read this one. Perth Luxury, $2. Thank you so much, Perth Luxury. Rancher's view on Glasute's new annual calendar.
I have not seen it. I'll have to take a look at it. I think Glasuta. I think Glasuta has some. It used to be like, I don't know. That's the poor man's Longa.
Actually, they make beautiful divers. The divers is amazing.
I've got the Panorama CQ date, and it's a magnificent watch. But every once in a while, I do think to myself, the damn thing's a little too big. And I have this is an SD43, guys, and it looks fine on me. This is a 43 millimeter watch, but that SQ.
Sorry, Goldberg, did you mention big? I'm sorry. Did you mention big?
Yeah. Oh, you're trying to show me that yours is bigger than mine? Is that what's going on here?
A 47 millimeter.
I think that the brand is up and coming, Perth Luxury. The brand is up and coming, but I feel like it's underappreciated. I also feel like my CQ Panorama date retails at 12. That puts it in very difficult territory. It theoretically retails for more money than a Submariner, which is mildly problematic. Boys and girls, thank you so much for joining me. We're going to bail out here at the 1 hour and 4 minute point. Thank you for Rebel streaming with me. Fellas, remember please to go ahead and subscribe to this channel and hit the notification button, because we will be Rebel streaming, but we can't do it without you. Goldberg.
Ooh, that is nice. That's really nice.
Peace out.